Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the We Run on Coffee podcast. I'm Marissa,
And I'm Erica.
and we're back.
Yeah, yeah. It
It
feels like it's been a while, but I guess
really
that,
has only been 2 weeks since
yeah,
we
it's
last
pretty normal.
recorded.
Yeah, it's pretty normal for now. Dun,
For
dun, dun.
now.
We're bringing you
Yeah.
an update today.
We can just go ahead and do the update and then we'll talk about what we're drinking.
Yeah, okay. Well, you guys already noticed that there was no new episode last week as you're listening to episodes, because we are doing every other week now. We changed our posting cadence because we're busy as
We're
hell, you
busy
guys.
girls.
You know we're busy, you know we're doing the most, and also we want to be able to give you guys the quality of episode that we want, which is very high quality, and we can't do that if we're just like grinding, 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 never stop, no breaks, no, all gas, no breaks, as they say. So we decided that if we switch to every other week, it's going to give us a little more time to prep better episodes for you guys, come up with better episodes, edit them. I'm going to be posting some more like little Instagram reels, TikToks, YouTube shorts, that kind of stuff, which by the way have been so fun. I did a lot for Sydney's episode and I'm like obsessed. I'm like, wait, this is so much fun. She messaged me and she's like, "You are getting me so much street cred because my sorority leader or whatever, I don't know what they're called, reposted the reels about sorority girls." And I was like, "No way."
Aw,
So she
that
was
is
loving
so
that.
cute.
Anyways, all that ranting to say, going forward, we're going to be doing an episode every other week. That also means that Marissa and I are only going to be recording once a month, which sounds like not a lot, but I bet it's going to
Yeah.
go quick. But yeah, we're only going to record once a month now, which means also that we'll probably be talking about less time specific things, I feel like we'll just be giving you guys our life updates as usual. Not going to skip out on anything like that, but as far as holidays and stuff, it might be a little bit off. So we're just going to keep it to our episode topics and try to keep them high quality for you guys.
Yeah.
Let's
And
see.
like you saw the last two episodes that we put out, not that the quality was bad at all. We liked the episodes that we put out, and that's why we
Yeah.
still put them out. But you heard us say that we did the research the day
The night
of.
before, yeah. The
So
day of, yeah, that's right, actually. Oh
so
my
we just want to
gosh.
make sure that we're not doing that because we don't
Yeah,
ever want to put out an episode that we're not happy about.
so
And I feel
true.
like it could have gotten to that point if we kept trying to like rush everything that we were doing.
100%. Yeah, I was already getting like stressed. I was like, oh my God, I'm doing it day of. It's not what I wanted it. Because you guys know, I told you with the Chinese Zodiac, I wanted to do more of the history. I didn't because I didn't have time and I couldn't find what I needed. So, yeah, all that to say, today we're bringing you another part of our series, which, by the way, this is a very high quality series. I have to say, I'm really proud of all the episodes in this series. So, I'm so excited to bring another one, but we're continuing numerology. This is part four. When I was looking back in our episodes, I was like, oh, we've done one or two. We've done four episodes now on numerology,
Well,
which I
one
was
was
shocked
two
by.
parts because remember we were trying to do like the angel numbers and it ended up being two
Yes,
parts.
that's true. Yeah, so we have three prior episodes, and this is our fourth one. And out of the five core numerology numbers, which we'll remind you of today, we've already discussed two of them prior, I believe, and one
Hmm.
today. So we'll have two
Yeah.
more left. All that to say, there's going to be more. There's going to
Yeah.
be more numerology episodes. That was a mouthful.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
We'll go into that in a second. But what are
Yeah.
you drinking this morning?
Okay, I'm drinking. Okay, I have my Gilmore Girls mug, you guys. I'll show you. I don't know if I've shown this one on the pod, so I'll just give it a spin for everybody because it's so
I
cute.
love it.
And the inside says Gilmore Girls right there. It's so
Oh.
cute. I'm drinking. Okay, we don't have brown sugar, so this morning I put a lot of honey in this, and then I added a little regular sugar, maple syrup, espresso, and half and half. It was really sad because Angela was really cute this morning, and he was like making me a coffee, and he brought it upstairs, and he surprised me, and I drank it, and I was like, "This is gross." I felt so bad. I literally
No.
felt so guilty, and
It's
then I
the
was thinking
worst
like,
because like
"Yes,
they're trying to be so nice and you're like,
yes."
I ask you to do these nice things for me and then you do it and it
And I'm like,
sucks.
"Ugh, it don't taste very good." Yeah, I felt really, really guilty, like sending it back, basically, because I was like, the thing is, I'm only drinking one coffee a day now, and I really wanted it to be like what I wanted it to be. And so I told him I didn't want it, and I felt so bad. I was like, I'll just put it in the fridge, like maybe we can drink it another day, but I'm gonna make this one today. But the only problem was it had a little too much milk, so it tasted like
Oh.
nothing, just like
Mm-hmm.
watery.
Just milk.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, that's what I'm drinking. What are you drinking?
So, funny story, I usually am the one that doesn't have the brown sugar because I'm making
Yes.
it with like a creamer. I
Hmm.
made a brown sugar maple latte today
Yum. That
with
sounds really good.
I put a tablespoon of brown sugar and a tablespoon of maple syrup in it. And then
Nice.
I just added a little bit of oat milk on top. And you can see like this one's like a pretty dark latte.
Hmm.
I feel like my lattes are pretty light colored usually,
Yeah.
but this one I was nervous because it's so dark. Because if you know, Like if your
It's got
coffee's
to
a
be the
little
right color.
different,
Yeah.
if it's a different shade of like a normal color, you might
Yes.
not have done as well, but this one is still really good. This
Yes.
oat milk it's like the Oatly, I don't know, it's Oatly low fat, which I understand because it's oats. Of course, it's low fat.
Hmm.
But some of the oat milks have more fat in them. And I'm like, what are you adding to have fat? Because oats don't have fat. I don't
Hmm.
know. It's a whole story.
Interesting. Okay.
But this one is like the lower fat one, but it just is in a different container. I'll take a picture and I'll show you the
Okay.
container.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't know what the difference is between this one and then like a regular oat milk. I just saw it
Right.
and I was like, oh, this carton's cute. Let me grab it. But
Yeah.
it's
Love that.
different.
I love
Like,
shopping by packaging.
yeah.
It's so good.
Usually I don't, but I like look at it. But this one, I was like, I
Like
don't
it
know, it
looks
looks
so
good
good.
enough.
Yeah. That's funny. I just wrote it down, you guys, because I'm writing down our if you know, you know stories. And aside from posting the creamer, I'm also going to post one of those coffee charts that shows all the
Uh-huh.
different colors and ask what you guys would choose. So
I feel like
check
it
out our stories.
depends.
Yeah.
Like, do you have a specific color on the chart that you typically fall for? Or I feel like
Yeah.
now you probably fall a little bit more light because creamer usually makes your coffee more light. And since you're using half and half,
Yeah. Let me
maybe.
find a chart. Coffee color chart. The way I just searched coffee chart coffee. What am I doing? I'm not okay this morning. I don't know, you guys. I'll find one and ooh, here we go. All right, you guys. Let's see if we can do a little Inception screen share on the video.
I don't know how this is gonna work with me editing, but we'll
Me either.
see.
Rip Marissa, my B. All right, you guys. Here we go. I'm trying to get my mouse away from it.
Oh, like the video one.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find just a screenshot, but oh, this is hard.
I feel like
Hmm.
I usually fall for,
Let's make
oh
it big.
no,
There we go.
I don't know.
I know this is really hard.
Like a C4
C4. Yeah,
or a
that's not bad.
C5.
Yeah, 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 yeah. The four row in general is looking pretty solid, or the four column,
Uh-huh.
I mean. Yeah, I like C4. I could get down with that. I could get down with C3, C4, B4, that little triangle.
Mm-hmm.
Even a D4, depending on what it. See, the problem is like you could get one.
Different milks that
Yeah,
make it a different color.
yes.
So like your
Like,
half and half that you're putting in is
yeah.
probably going to automatically make it a little bit more like a B3. But if you used almond milk, I feel like it's going to be like a C5 because almond milk doesn't usually change the color that much.
That, and if you're flavoring with syrups that are clear, then you're going to get something completely different than if you're flavoring with like honey, which is dark, a little darker than a syrup.
Yeah,
It's
like
so
a brown sugar
complicated.
is probably going to make it a little darker. Let's see
Yeah.
where I'm at today. I'm
Ooh,
probably
mine's
like a
pretty light.
D4, I think.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Mine's probably like, I wish I could show you guys mine, but I'll definitely spill it. Mine's kind of giving like D3 or C3, I mean.
C3.
C3.
Okay.
If I'm looking at the actual coffee color and not like the foam on top. This was a fun rant, you guys. So anyway, I'm gonna put this picture on our story and I'll put a little question box so that you guys can tell us which one you would drink. And yeah, hopefully that screen share wasn't annoying. We'll see. And then
And if
we'll
it
either
is,
never do it
don't
again or
in the
yeah.
video, we're just gonna like cover our faces with that screenshot if it doesn't
Yeah.
work for the entirety of the time of
Yeah,
talking about that and just
exactly.
ignore that we said that we shared the screen.
Exactly. So if it's just a picture for like a minute and a half, you know why.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well that was fun. Anyway, all that to say, let's dive into our updates. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we're recording once a month now. It's gonna be so weird. So today I thought we could just share like our top three-ish things to catch up on because we have a long episode for you guys, I think. So let's dive
Hmm.
in. Um, my first thing since last time we talked is that Vernita graduated college. She graduated nursing
Yay.
school. So exciting. So we went to her pinning ceremony on the Friday, and then we did a bonfire that night and did like hot dogs and all our classic things, hot tubbing, fire games, just hang out. That was nice. And then we woke up early Saturday morning, watched her actually graduate, took photos after, and then we all went out to dinner at one of our favorite restaurants in Columbus, which is called Cafe Da Vinci, and it's Italian. It's so good. And that was kind of like my little Vernita's grad recap weekend recap. And it was
Mhm.
such a busy weekend. It was almost like we hung out too much that by the end of it, we were all like,
Get out of my face.
we have nothing to talk about. Like we're just
Yeah.
sitting in silence because Sunday then after that was Mother's Day. So we took Angela's mom out for tea/coffee, which ended up being everyone got refreshers and lemonades, but it was really good. And then we ate at a Mediterranean restaurant. We were just all sitting there
Ugh.
looking at each other like This is fun. Like we don't have anything to say.
Yeah,
We've seen
but
each
I feel
other
like it's a
every
good
day.
thing because like you've already done all the good catching up, so it's
Yeah.
just like enjoying each other's presence.
It was chill. It was really fun. We mostly just talked about GTA 6 at that point because we had nothing
Oh
else to talk
my
about. And we
God.
were
It's
like,
not even
it's,
out yet.
I know. They finally released a release date and a trailer. So if you're listening to this and you haven't seen the trailer, you have to go watch it because I always forget this is a rant. Okay. Or a tangent. I always forget my favorite celebrity when people say like, "What's your favorite celebrity? What's your
Oh.
celebrity crush?" I always forget it. I never say the right person. I have two. I've told you guys Jessica Chastain, but my other one is America Ferrera, and I always forget. And I love America Ferrera so much. And the main character on GTA 6 is literally looks like America Ferrera, and she is so
Mm.
cool. She's like this badass, and it's
She's in
set
the
in
Barbie
Miami.
movie.
Yeah, yeah, she is. I love her. I know she's Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. She's just so
Yeah.
classic, and I
That
just
was
love
my like
her.
foray into knowing who she
Yes.
was Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Yes, it's
My
so
mom and I would
good.
watch all of those movies together. I don't know why, but it was like what
Aw,
we would
that's
watch
so
when we were
cute.
kids.
Yeah, no, I love that. That's so cute. Yeah, I love her. She's the best. So yeah, this character just reminded me of her. I was like, I wonder if it's inspired after her, which I didn't find anything like that, but she just gives me a similar, like, kind of badass, cool vibe, and I just
Hmm.
love her. So anyways, check out the GTA 6 trailer. I'll put that on the stories today. Um, yeah, so that was kind of my weekend. And then during this week, I had a car saga.
Oh God.
So I needed to take my car to get fixed because I bought the car, and when I bought it, I bought a warranty, which I almost never do. But the guy was telling us about it and it sounded really good and it was honestly pretty cheap. So I was like, all right, screw it. We'll just do that one, like the cheap one that he recommended, whatever. I didn't know it was the platinum warranty. So apparently I got the best one. It was just not as
Oh.
much as I thought it would be. So anyways, they'll do everything. They'll fix anything that like goes wrong on your car that doesn't have to do with I think tires, brakes, and changing your oil, which are all things that Angela and I would do ourselves anyway. So we're like, all right, cool. So our sunroof has like a little part broken, and we took it in October, and they said, yeah, that's covered under your warranty. We'll get you a new sunroof, but we have to take the entire top half of your car off.
Yeah.
Replace it and put it back. And it's going to take a while. And so we were like, no, we really need the car. We only have one car household right now. So we didn't do it in October. We'll come back later. Okay. So we finally went back this month last week, and I had a list of 6 things, and I was like, I literally had a notebook paper and I handed it to the guy, and he's really nice. I was like, here's the 6 things I want to fix if it's covered by the warranty. If it's not, I don't want to fix it. Maybe I'll do it later or we'll do it ourselves, but I don't want to pay for anything. And I was just trying to make it clear. I was like, I don't want to pay for anything. He was like, okay. 4 out of the 6 things, he was like, yeah, we'll fix these four for free. The other two we cannot. And we were like, all right, that's fine. Which one is a chip in my windshield? That's a whole other sad story. And then one was replacing an air filter, which Angelo for sure knows how to do. He was just going to do it free if it was free. Okay.
Hmm.
So he's like, yeah, we'll fix the 4 things. And we can probably get you like the max number of days on a rental car, like 5 days on a rental car. I was like, no, you don't understand. Like, I don't want to pay for anything. So like, I'll just have someone come pick us up. It's fine. And this man looks at me and he's like, no, you have platinum warranty. It's covered. I was like, the rental car? And he said, yes. I was like, no way. He's like, yeah, I'll try to get you 5 days. I'm like, oh my God. Like I was on cloud nine. I had no idea, which we could have done it back in October. And this is
Yeah,
not
that's so
related. I
annoying
know.
too.
I just didn't know. Like they didn't tell me then. And this is not related, but you guys, they won't fix the sunroof. It's a whole story, but they won't fix
Oh.
it now, even though they said yes before. Okay. Anyway, so that was on a Friday that we went in and did all that. Actually, Vernita's pinning ceremony day after we went and did all this. And then we left the place. We're like, all right, let's have an appointment for Tuesday. He said, okay, I'm going to submit the stuff to your warranty. And as long as the warranty deems these things like, yes, we will fix them and we'll fix them for free, we have to give this person a rental car. Like he had to get that approved before he could get me the rental car. So he's like, I'll try to work on all that Monday so that when you get here on Tuesday, your car's ready and you don't have to, have a gap of not having a car. Cool. So we go in on Tuesday, 11:30 in the morning. I have to work this day, but I'm like, all right, that's after my meeting. I'll run in quick. We'll get the rental car. We'll go home. We get there. I give him all my stuff. He checks everything out. He's like, all right, you're good to go. I'm like, where's my rental car? And he forgot to submit it on Monday. And he forgot that he even promised that because he was like, oh, well, I have to submit it. Like it's going to take some time. I'm like, oh, he doesn't remember that he told me he'd work on it. So I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, no big deal. Okay. I was like, I'll get a ride. How much time? Like until you'll have the rental? And he's like, I think give it a couple hours. I'm like, okay, it's
Mm.
11:30. Grace comes, picks us up. We go back home, and this is Monday now. So we go back home, and I didn't hear from him again until 5:30 p.m. And at 5:30, still no one called me, but I'm like, I guess I should call them. It's been more than a couple hours. So I call him. This man says, oh my God, I have to be so honest with you. I forgot to get the rental car approved. I was like, you're fucking kidding. So he forgot twice. And it's 5:30 p.m. on Monday. I still have no car. So then I'm like, all right, well, we were texting because he's like, let me send you my personal number. I feel really bad. Like, we're going to get this sorted out. So he sent me his personal number and he said, you can text me. So a little bit later, I texted him. I was like, I could really use a Toyota Tacoma. I wanted a truck because I was like, ooh, this will be a fun time to test drive a truck. So I'm like, maybe to make up for the fact that he forgot twice, he'll give me what I want. So I text him. I'm like, I'd love to take a Tacoma. Ha ha ha. Like, just kidding, but not really. I'd love a Tacoma or a 4Runner. And he's like, all right, I'll see what I can do. He calls me a little later. He's like, yes, I can get you a Toyota Tacoma. I'm looking at one right now for you. I was like, oh my God, amazing. Yes. And he's like, but my rental manager went home at 5. I'm like,
Okay, we'll go to
fucking
his
kidding.
house.
I was so mad. I was like, why did I wait till 5:30 to call? I was trying not to be annoying. I was trying to be patient. I didn't think he forgot.
Yeah.
Okay, so then he's like, you can come in 9 a.m. tomorrow. I'm like, fine. So I go 9 a.m. finally on Wednesday. I get my rental car, which by the way, you guys, is a 2025 Toyota Tacoma with 1,000 miles. Look at this thing. I was shook. I was like living my best life because Angela wants a truck. So we were like, let's get the Tacoma so we can see how it is. So nice. But
Yeah, but you're
anyway.
not gonna get a 2025,
No, definitely
probably.
not. No, 100% not. We'd definitely buy used. But we're like, ooh, let's see how nice it is. Freaking amazing. But yeah, I only got to drive it for one day because this fricker forgot my rental car twice. And then the next morning, they call me at like 8 a.m. They're like, your car's ready. So I got it for one day. So
Hmm.
anyway, that's the car saga. It was really annoying. And then they didn't even fix my sunroof. But
So
the good news
annoying.
is they did fix my recall, which was for an airbag sensor. So that needed fixed for sure. And yeah, it was
My car
stupid.
has a lot of recalls on it, I think.
Really?
I don't know. I've gotten some of them fixed,
Yeah.
but I don't know what the new recalls are. I think that there was this stretch of time where Ford had a bunch of recalls because my old car also had a recall
Hmm.
on it. And it's just like a certain stretch of Fords. I think it was like 2010 to 2012. They had like a big stretch of
Yeah.
ones that had a bunch of recalls. And unfortunately, my car is one of them. Actually, I know one of the recalls. It's the child locks. It doesn't
Oh, yeah.
automatically unlock when the car's like put in park, which is
Hmm.
typically what child locks do, is like the child locks will turn off once you put the car in park.
Interesting.
Mine doesn't do that. So if you ever sit in my back seat, I
Yeah, you
have
have
to
to be
let
let
you out of
out.
the car,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is
That's
not one that
funny.
I like really care to fix because it's not
Yeah.
that big of a
Like
deal.
whatever. Yeah. Oh, it's so annoying. Anyway, that's my update. And then I have one more update.
Okay.
This one's cryptic on this
I
document.
see how it's written and I was like, what does this mean?
Yes, I have to get some things pulled up, you guys, so I can share them with you. So I
Oh,
got a Instagram DM. And it was
okay.
in my requests, and I never see my requests that much, but this one went into like the not spam requests, like the normal
Mm.
ones. I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. And it's from this person who I think is probably not American if I had to guess, just based off how they were talking and what show they're talking about. So this person DM me, and based off like the way it's written is like a little bit funky, but you guys will see. Hi there. Sorry for bothering you. I got into a complicated story and I want to make sure everything's correct. Sorry again. I need to get into the details so that you can understand the whole story. A while ago, I bought Imagine Dragons Loom concert tickets, which I think is just their new tour, May
Mm.
27th, Milano, Italy. And because of visa problems, now I need to resell the tickets. I found a Facebook group where one of the admins is using your profile pictures, and that's how I found your page. The profile name is Anna Fred. So I didn't even accept
This
the
person's
request
so
yet. I
nice.
know. I didn't even accept the request yet because I was like, let me make sure it's not fake. So I went ahead and I searched Anna Fred on Facebook.
That's you.
Sure enough, there she is, you guys. I will post these on the thing. And also, I'm going to also use my platform to request everyone's help because I cannot get this page taken down.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she DMs me that, and I was like, thank you so much for sending this to me. I looked at the page. It's definitely not me. That's not real. I'm going to report it right now.
I wonder how the person found you.
I don't know.
I wonder
She
if it
was
was like a
like,
reverse image
and
search and like your image came up as like a different profile
that's
and
what
that one
Angela
seemed
said.
more real.
Yeah, that's what Angela was saying. Maybe she reversed image searched it. I saying she, you guys, I don't know her pronouns, but I'm going to say she because that's what I think it is. But she said, thank you so much for answering me. They're charging 30 euros to be the middle person to make sure no one's getting scammed, which is exactly the problem I've been having
Mm.
with the sand in my boots stuff. I said, oh my gosh, can you please send me the Facebook link group of the group that you're talking about? And I said, that's so messed up. She said, sure. She sent me the link. I think I'm blocked from the group because I can't I can't see anything, but
Oh,
she can see it and the link's still up. So maybe I'll send it to you or somebody
yeah.
and see if they can open it. And then she
Did
sent
you
me a
try and have Angelo
screenshot.
do it, or he doesn't have like the app
He
to do
doesn't
it?
have anything. Yeah, he doesn't have
Okay.
anything, but I'll send it to Grace and Lauren. She sent me this screenshot, you guys, and you can literally see it's my profile picture and it's
Uh-huh.
me saying like, "Hey everyone, the admin team verified some tickets." And this is very common in these ticket groups, and it's just so crazy. So I reported the page and I said this person's impersonating me. And then
Mm-hmm.
Facebook messaged me back like 5 minutes later and was like, "We didn't remove the profile. It doesn't go against our community standards." I'm like, what? So then she said, I'm going to report the page too. I said, thank you. I think I'm blocked from the group, so I can't open that. Thanks again for sending me this. And she said, no problem. Happy to be helpful and not scammed. Take care. Just like a good,
She said happy to be
she's,
helpful and not
yes,
scammed.
she's just a good Samaritan. I was like, thank you to this girl for like literally finding me. She's literally trying to go to Imagine Dragons in Italy and someone's over there scamming with my name. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Also, the weird thing is like, think of how many people this profile scammed, and they will forever think it was me, like my
Yeah.
face. Isn't that so weird? It's like if they were to ever, for whatever reason, see me in real life, they'd be like, "That's the bitch that scammed me $30," and it's or €30, and it's not me.
That's so
I
funny.
think I do know the person's name because when they have these fake
Oh.
profiles, you can look at the about info, and there's no info in there except the link to the profile, and the link to the profile is facebook.com/Khadijah Muhammad Awal .35. I'm like, that has to be the
Mm.
name of the person who made this.
Yeah.
Anyways, all that to say, I have all the screenshots, I have all the things, and
I
I'm
like
gonna
how they
post
thought your
it.
name was Anna Fred.
Anna Fred, so random and so basic. I'm like, I'm gonna post this on our stories, you guys. So if you have Facebook, I would love if you can go report the page. I will literally put the link because I'm trying to get it taken down so they stop scamming people.
Yeah.
But in our document with Marissa, I wrote my Facebook alter ego dot 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 because I
I
was
thought you
like,
were
this is
gonna
so
say
funny.
something. I knew it had to come from like you being all over Facebook trying to sell these
Yes.
tickets. So
Yeah.
I knew it was something about
True.
that, but it wasn't the way that I thought it was gonna be. I thought you were gonna be like,
Same.
I now help people sell tickets or something
Oh
like
my God,
that.
that would be really funny. It's like, this is my new job.
Yeah,
Oh my God. Yeah, I was so bad. I was like, you've got to be kidding. I wonder if it's still there. I bet it is. So stupid.
probably.
Anyway, tell us your updates. I'm ready.
Okay, so I also had a graduation weekend
Yes.
recap update kind of thing. So my one of my friends, Deja, she graduated from vet school, so we got to drive all the way to Ohio to go and see her graduate, and we went to a little bit of her graduation party with like family and friends after. And that
Oh,
was really fun to just like see everybody, even though it was like short. It was still good to see everybody. And she is actually coming to visit next weekend,
wow.
Memorial
So
Day
soon.
weekend, to
Yeah,
come
that's
and
right.
like do apartment hunting and stuff. So I'm really excited to show her the area. We have a couple of like good things planned out to take her
Oh,
to.
fun.
So I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
My next one says Scarlet update. So
Yeah.
we're gonna update on what little baby dog can do. So she's still potty training, but she's not doing terrible. She's not
Okay.
had an accident in the house in a couple of days.
Wow.
So I
Knock on
think
wood.
that's good. I know, knock on wood. Because last time she's only had an accident in the house maybe like once in the past week,
Yeah.
and it was like three times in one day. And I was like,
Oh,
what is going
yeah.
on? It was the day she was going to the vet, so maybe she like knew to be
Oh, she
nervous,
was
and that was
anxious.
why,
Yeah.
but I don't know. She can sit, she can lay down, she can
Oh,
get in her
wow.
house, she can
Wow.
spin,
So
she
cute.
can do that stuff. I don't know.
That's
That's really
crazy. No,
it, but
that's
she's
so
good.
crazy. Yeah, that is good.
We
Aw.
actually are going to go not this Tuesday, but
Uh-huh.
next Tuesday, so the 27th of May. We're going to a puppy class.
Aw.
It's called a puppy party. So
That's
she's at the
cute.
point with her vaccines that she can be with other vaccinated
Mm-hmm.
dogs or other dogs that are like her same age with the same vaccines that she has.
Yeah.
So maybe not fully vaccinated, but has the same ones that she has, or really
Okay.
fully vaccinated dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's going to go to this puppy class and I'm going to go with her. And I think it's just like to socialize and like be around other dogs, which she gets really nervous around other dogs when they're walking
Aw.
outside. So I think this will be a good like
Yeah. She
trip
needs it.
into it.
Yeah.
But she loves people. She will go
Aw.
up to them and she is so sweet. She just like looks at you. She sits there while you give her pets until
That's
like
so
you
cute.
decide you're done. And then she like just loves people. So
Aw.
she's doing so good. She is a menace sometimes. She loves to eat my hands.
I saw
Oh,
that on the Instagram.
I forgot an update. I'll put this in here too. So I have like two cuts on my hand from her.
Mm-hmm.
She like got me pretty good with her like teeth.
Yeah.
But actually, last weekend, I had to go to urgent care because I cut the tip of my finger off on a
Uh-uh.
piece of rusted metal. So I had to go
Uh-uh.
and get a tetanus shot and I had
Ooh.
to get my finger glued back together. It's
What
actually
were you
doing,
doing? Wait,
I
what were
was
you doing?
trying to feed her. And
Oh,
we have this little Bengals truck that sits by our fireplace and
yeah.
it's like an antique. My mom found it at like a an auction
Mm-hmm.
and she got it for like $50 or something like that. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
like it's a pretty cool like rustic decorative truck that
Mm-hmm.
sits by her fireplace. That's right next to where her food is. So I was trying to get her to eat her food, but we're doing
Mm-hmm.
this thing where we have to like tell her to sit and wait instead of just coming over and getting the food while we're sitting it down.
Yeah.
And she started to get up too quick. So I went to reach down and like yank the bowl out of the way because she doesn't get her food unless she listens. And I
Mm-hmm.
hit my finger against the truck and it sliced it open.
I'm
It,
trying to show you guys the picture because I know I saw the little Bengals truck in this
yeah,
picture, but it's hard to zoom in on. Can you guys see that? No, you can't.
you can kind of see
I'll
it.
try to post this picture on Instagram and you can kind of see it, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's rough.
But that was the truck that I got my finger on. It like
Ugh.
sliced, but it like
Yeah.
tore my skin at the same time because it
Ugh.
was a
It's
sharp piece, but
horrible.
it was also like dull enough that it like cut
Right.
me. I don't know. It was, it hurt really
That's
bad.
a
And then
whole
I had to
thing.
go to
Yeah.
urgent care. But
Oh my gosh.
that's the Scarlet update and my finger update.
Dang. At least your tetanus is
Um,
up to date now.
I
Like,
know.
it's like, all right, at least I got one done.
I had on here to talk about a farmer's market. We went yesterday. They didn't allow dogs, and we took Scarlett to walk
Oh,
around, which is really sad. So I just
that's
walked in and
crazy.
got like a little bit of produce. But we're gonna go back next weekend without her, so we can actually go and look
Leave her at
around.
home. Yeah.
Um,
Farmer's market's starting soon too. And Amelia was like, I'm gonna bring Yuki to walk around and people love him. They
this
remember him every week. Oh, there's Angelo in the background. Marissa was waving at you.
This farmers market is actually the oldest in the United States.
Whoa.
It's the longest continuous
Mm-hmm.
farmers market in the United States. It started with George Washington selling his cherries there
Stop. That's
in
crazy.
Old Town Alexandria. It's really cool. It's open every single weekend, year round on Saturdays,
Whoa.
rain or shine.
That's awesome.
So it never closes. It's always there, and it's the longest continuous one, which is really cool.
That is really cool.
Me update. That's what I wrote down.
Yeah.
I have been doing really good in physical therapy.
Yay.
Erica can tell from my Strava that I'm allowed to work out
Yes.
again.
Yes.
I am also actually allowed to start running again. I was
No
cleared
way.
last week, but I
Yeah.
haven't had a chance to actually go on a run. And by go on a run, I mean I can go for intervals. I can run 1 minute, walk 5 minutes, and that's all I'm
Okay.
allowed to do right now.
All right.
But I really want to go on a run today, but I don't know if timing will allow. So we're
Yeah.
gonna figure it out.
Dang, that's exciting. I had no idea.
Yeah. And
Like
then my
that was going
last
so good.
update is that I'm going to the beach soon.
Wow.
I'm
Have
going
you
to
talked
that.
about this or no? Because
No,
I
we
don't think
actually
I heard
just
about this.
booked the trip like last
Okay.
week. We're
Yay.
going to the Outer Banks like the
Fun.
last week of May, which this is
Yeah.
coming out in like June, so I can talk about it.
Yeah, yeah.
But we're going to the Outer Banks. I've never been to the Outer Banks.
Me
Kyle's never
either.
been to the Outer Banks. We're going to
Fun.
Kitty Hawk specifically, and
Okay.
that's where we're staying. And then we're going to go to like Nags Head Beach because it's dog
Cool.
friendly, and we're taking little Scarlet,
Wow.
and she's going to learn what water is.
Wow, that'll be big.
It
How
will.
far is the drive for you guys to go
About
there?
4.5 hours.
That is so nice. That's like
I
not too
know.
crazy or anything. That is so nice.
It's not too
Oh,
far at all.
wow. That's so exciting. I'm excited for you guys. I want a beach trip so bad. This
I
weekend is sand
know.
in my boots. So I've been watching the stories and I have so many. I sent a video last night to the girls. I was like, I regret everything. Because I actually, it's so weird because I'm like so relieved and so regretful at the same time. But I saw a video of Party performing and I was like, yep, I'm really upset. We're gonna try. I think we're gonna
Yeah,
try to go next year because I'm like, I really do want to go to this festival. It
you
looks
have
awesome.
to.
Yeah. Anyways, all right, you guys, we're gonna dive in 30 minutes in, classic us,
I
to
know.
our numerology episode. So check the resources for today's episode in the description. I'm gonna have a lot of things linked, a lot of past We Run on Coffee episodes for context, which we'll talk about in a second. And all of the actual info for today's episode came from the World Numerology website. I don't know if you ever used that before?
Mm-mm.
Me either. I just found it. I don't know how or why, but it actually has so much info, you guys, on every type of numerology number and what topic. So I'm going to be using that in the future too because it was really good. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're going to talk about. birthday numbers today, but let's talk about the five core numerology numbers. So Marissa originally brought us this concept in one of our past episodes, and she said there's five core numerology numbers. This is what they are, and I'm going to remind you. So there's birthday numbers, and then there's a soul urge number, which is also apparently interchangeable title with heart's desire number. There's personality number, that's the third one. Life path number is the fourth one. I feel like that's the one we're the most familiar with out of what we've talked about. And then there's expression slash destiny numbers. So, like I said, we're talking about birthday numbers today, and we'll talk about soul urge numbers and personality numbers in the future. But we've already covered the destiny numbers and the life path numbers in some of mine and Marissa's past episodes. So if you missed it, go back and listen. So I'm going to tell you what they are. Big breath. For life path numbers, we had to break this into two parts because it ended up taking us a long time. So it's episode 76, The Power of Numbers and Numerology Explained. And then episode number 77, Signs from Above, diving deep into angel numbers. So that was where we first introduced numerology as a whole. And then we talked about angel numbers, which is related, but not one of the five. And then we also talked about destiny numbers, which are also called expression numbers. Sorry, there's so many names. And that was episode number 89, revealing the curse that your parents placed on you. Name, numerology, and destiny numbers explained. So that explained those two. So basically, what I'm saying is in the description, there will be a link to all of those episodes on Spotify or YouTube, whatever you prefer. And you can click and listen to them before this because I do think that you'll want that numerology context before we start getting into this stuff.
Yeah, and if you notice, today's episode number is 111. So
Yes.
this is actually really funny because we didn't plan it, and I'm actually finding a theme because the angel numbers episode was episode 77.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even realize that.
So those are both episodes that weren't planned. Like we planned the numerology episode before we started numbering our episodes. So we
Right.
didn't know that today was going to be 111. And we also didn't know that when we were doing the life path numbers that you're going to have to split that into two episodes to be angel numbers and life path numbers separated.
Yeah,
So it's really funny that it ended up having angel numbers on episode
that's
77 and then
funny.
today is episode 111.
Because you brought that up, I just opened our old document because I knew I had it close. I looked referenced it recently. I'm going to tell you guys what 111 means. Just
Oh,
because that's the
yeah.
episode number today, I thought that'd be fun. So, just a reminder, ones are a sign of divine support. So you're moving into a new phase of life and self-actualization. And if you see ones, it's paramount to trust yourself and your guides. 111 specifically signifies that things in your life are coming into divine alignment. So there you
That's really
go.
funny because it was talking about like change and like things being good, and we just announced
Yeah,
that we're doing like every other week
that's
episodes.
true.
So maybe that means that it's a
It's
good
a good
thing.
change for us. Yeah. It's something we needed, you guys. So glad you're
Yeah.
still here listening, though.
And since we're talking about like angel numbers and like
Yeah.
numbers in general today, I actually at work we like work a lot with tubes, and so we label all of our tubes so we kind of know
Yeah.
like what numbers the tubes are when we're doing things with them. And I did something with some tubes this week, and the tray that the tubes were on, it started with the number 444.
Whoa.
And I literally messaged a person and I was like, I feel like I needed this because every time I do my procedures, I end up making a mistake. And I thought that that was like a good omen that things are going to go well. And they did. So I liked it.
Wow. Okay, so do you want me to read 444 for you? Or
I
did you look
think
it
it
up?
means that things are all happening the way that they should be,
Yeah,
right?
it's supposedly okay, so it says it
Or
means
like
that your
somebody's
angels
looking
are
out for you.
nearby. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it says it's like even more powerful than other angel numbers. It's like one of the top ones.
I
That's so
just liked it.
yeah, that's cool. Okay, guys. Well, today we're going to talk about birthday numbers. So, like we said with the name numerology, we revealed the curse that your parents placed on you. But
Mhm.
today, I kind of want to talk about what your birthday says about you. So, this is a fun one because it doesn't require too much math. It's not too in depth. It's pretty simple to figure out what your birthday number is. So, I'm going to start with what even is your birthday number. So, your birthday number is simply the day of your birth. Makes it super easy for you. So, unlike other numbers that we've discussed in the past, the birthday number is not completely reduced to a single digit number. You will get into this. You can reduce them to a single number, and that can also tell you something about yourself. But your main birthday number is just your birthday. So, I was November 18th. My birthday number is 18. And your birthday number is the day you were born, and it's examined as both a single and a double digit, like I said. So, first of all, I got both these points from the same website, which is kind of funny because it's like it's not reduced to a single digit, but also it is. So, I think what it's kind of saying, actually, I'll just let Marissa get into hers because hers gonna explain this.
Yeah, so what does your birthday number tell you? It tells you or reveals to you a special talent that you might possess. And the reason for this twofold way of looking at the
Yeah.
double digit birthday numbers suggests that you might possess additional characteristics that aren't directly revealed by your single digit number.
Yeah.
So, for example, Erica was saying that she was born on like the 18th. So, if you have the birthday number of 18, you would have 18 as your birthday number, but you would also have the individual digits of 1 and 8. And then you can also reduce that further to add those two single digits together to become 9. So those other numbers might just suggest other abilities and character traits that aren't just revealed by the
Yeah.
18 or the 9 alone. So we look at the 1 and 8 separately as well.
Yeah. I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like it's like 18 or for Marissa 29 is your main birthday number and your main qualities. And then the other things maybe work around that, like the 1, the 8, and the 9. You might have different qualities from each that kind of work with your main quality.
Hmm.
That's kind of how I'm seeing it, at
Yeah,
least.
I agree. So, like Erica was saying, the individual digits might just bring together more of a full picture, and
Yes.
the like digit, the birthday number itself might be like, I don't know, just like
Your
the
main one.
pinpointed
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So, do you want to say your digits? Tell us your
Oh, yes.
digits.
Sorry. Mine are 2, 9, 29, and then 11, which is funny because 11 was Erica's
Yes.
number.
And it's always like a special one. Okay,
Yeah.
so the rest of this episode, that's kind of like the background we're going to give. We don't have to go too in depth because these are honestly really simple
They're
to
pretty
describe.
straightforward. I
Yeah.
feel like in the past, there's been a lot more explanation up front and a
Yeah.
little bit less information about the actual number itself. But these really just rely on the number
Yeah.
and the day of your birth because there's not really any extraneous circumstances that are changing that. It's just the day you were born.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're just going to go through and read them now, you guys. We're going to go 1 through 31 every single day of the month that you could possibly have your birthday on, and you're going to listen for yourself. So listen for the day you were born, listen for each digit individually, and then listen for them added together.
Hmm.
So we're going to take turns reading them. Just for reference, I'm orange, you're yellow. I highlighted the ones
Okay.
that are mine and Marissa's numbers, and we have one crossover number, which I thought's kind of
We
fun.
do.
So number 9 is our crossover number that we both have. So we're going to just dive in. So we're going to start with number 1, going in order. So number 1 birthday number is the leader. You have a great ambition and a strong drive for success. You're highly independent and dislike restrictions of having to work with others. You become easily frustrated with the routine. You're a pioneer, a gambler, and an initiator. Avoid laziness and procrastination. So this is one of my side numbers, if you will,
Mhm. Yeah,
of my
so
main
that's
number.
something that like adds to your personality, but isn't necessarily, what did they call it? Your secret talent.
Yeah, my special talent that I possess. Yeah, so that's kind of one of my supporting numbers, and yet again, ones hit with me every single time. I'm always a
Hmm.
1, an 11, a 111, whatever, and they always hit. I feel like that when I read that to Angela yesterday, I was telling him some of the definitions for both of us, and we were like, "Yup, yup, that is so you." It's just so
Yeah.
weird how it always aligns. It's
And I
creepy
feel like
almost.
it makes sense that that was one of your quote unquote, what you called it, like supporting numbers,
Yeah,
because it is something that you do and it is a part of your personality. I think that you
yeah,
are a natural born leader. However, I don't think that that's a secret talent because you portray yourself like that. So it makes sense
yes,
that it's one
yeah.
of the side
So
characteristics.
true. Side hoe. Just kidding.
Yeah. Okay, number 2 is the peacemaker. You're warm and affectionate and need the same from your close friends and loved ones. You want to be hugged and cuddled. There is a
Aw.
tendency to fall into childhood patterns when you're giving and receiving affection. You're very sensitive, intuitive, and diplomatic. You likely possess artistic and musical ability, and you
Mm,
can continue a project better than start it, which is one of my
interesting.
side numbers or
Yes.
like my side personality things, which I don't know if I necessarily agree with, but I feel like this happens every time where I get something
Mm-hmm.
like this and it's a part of my personality, but it's something that I don't necessarily
Yeah.
align with.
I think actually, again, it makes sense that it's your side number, not your main number, because it might not be your strongest qualities, but I feel like it probably ties in some way, and
Yeah.
in like a hidden way, if you will. Like when we
Yeah.
were doing your tarot, your main tarots, and you were like, wait, I think that it's backwards from what I
Hmm.
thought. It's kind of like
Yeah.
that.
And I think that I do. feel like the I need to be hugged and cuddled from like Kyle, but I
Hmm.
actually hate hugging other people. And me and
Bro,
Erica talk
yeah,
about this all the time. Like we hate
so
like
funny.
physical touch with other people, but I feel
Yeah,
like you're probably the same and I am. And I'm like, Kyle, can I come and
yeah,
be cuddled?
yes. I'm
And you
like,
say
can
it
we
to
please glue
Angela.
together?
Yeah,
Like, I'm your
exactly. I want to be in
koala.
your skin.
Yes, I've said that. Yeah, that's so funny. It's so true. And it's not even like that. Okay, this tangent, you guys, so many tangents today, but I feel that way too, where I'm like, I don't want to be like that. I'm like, I don't want to be a hater of like giving my friends a hug because it's a nice thing to do, but I just think it's like how I grew up. And my mom and I will talk about this too, because we try to hug now, even though we never did before. And we will address how awkward it is because it's so cringy and weird because we just like, never were that kind of family growing up. So I feel like I'm not used to it, but I don't want to be a hater of it. But yes, I feel the same way. Anyway.
Yeah. And speaking of the musical and like artistic ability, I feel like I always say that I like am not artistic
Yeah.
at all, but I like that this brings in the musical ability. And I
Hmm.
feel like the more and more that I do cycle classes, I can catch a
Mm,
beat
you got
really
rhythm?
easily.
Ooh, that's
And
cool.
like doing cycle classes, you have to cycle on the beat. Like there's a
Yeah.
like rotations per minute. Like you're
When you're
always trying
like,
to get your
boom.
RPM and like meet the like yeah, the choreography and stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm really good at that.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that totally makes sense. And I feel like ability is also artistic. I feel like they work kind of hand in hand too,
Hmm.
but that's really cool. All right, you guys. Phew, I'll try to rant less when they're not my numbers,
Yeah.
hopefully. Number three. Okay, meaning of birthday number three. This is called the creative child. You have a fine sense of harmony and art in everything you do, from your dress to the way you decorate your home. You have a gift with plants and flower arranging. You have a highly developed creative talent. You are friendly and sociable, affectionate and loving. This one's very sweet.
Yeah, I like that one.
Me too.
Okay, number four, the salt of the
I
earth.
kind of love that name.
Just reading that, I'm like, oh, I don't think I like it.
That's hilarious. I love it.
It says, you're precise and take care in what you do. You are highly principled, disciplined, and responsible. You take your obligations very seriously. You are a hard worker and a conscientious person. You are constantly focused on the foundations of your life, whether it's in business, career, or family matters. You take care of the basics. You can be stubborn and rigid.
I kind of like this one. And you
I
guys,
like
by the
that one. I
way,
feel like actually I like it better than just the name
then you
because I feel
thought,
like that's
yeah.
kind of me.
Yes. No, that's really good. Something with these I meant to say, you guys, before we kind of started is, like I said, I linked the website that we pulled all this information from. And for each thing, we're reading like a little blurb about the birthday number. But then on the page that I linked, I want you guys to go to it if you want to learn more, because there are paragraphs on paragraphs about every single birthday number. I just pulled out what they considered like high points. Like they made
Hmm.
some of the sections a little bigger than others. So that includes, like Marissa just read, you're a hard worker, conscientious person. It reads like your high qualities, but it also said you can be stubborn and rigid. It'll bring out if there's something you should focus on. So if you want more context or color to all of it, please check the resource because it's actually super good.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was my disclaimer.
I know. I was clicking through it yesterday morning when I was like
Yeah,
making the rest of the notes and I was like,
there's
wow,
so
this is a
much.
lot.
I know. I kind of love it. I'm excited to use it for the next ones too. Number five, birthday number five. This is the freedom lover. You are highly adaptable and need excitement. You relate well to others and you have an easy way with words. In fact, you have a talent for promotion, public relation, and writing. So kind of good with like really good with your words. That's cool.
Hmm.
You love change, travel, and adventure, and you might be a little irresponsible and need to learn discipline and orderliness. So that's your high
Hmm.
point and your need to work on point. Number
Yeah.
five.
Okay, number six, your focus is on relationship. Oh, wait, I can't read. Number six
Oh,
is love and sacrifice. Your focus is on relationships. You want to help others and have a talent as a healer and could make a profession in the healing arts, either as a nutritionist, alternative health therapist, like acupuncture, massage, and for example, maybe even a doctor. It
hmm.
says you are the caretaker and you're family oriented. You have a considerable amount of artistic talent and you have a deep appreciation of beauty and art. But you will sacrifice your own comfort to
Oof.
support and help others other than
All right.
yourself.
Got to work on that. Number sixes.
Hmm.
All right. Birthday number seven. This is seeker of wisdom. Love that.
Oh.
You should meditate and do some type of spiritual exercise in order to develop your intuitive talents. Once you've begun to trust your intuition, you will develop a sound faith. You possess a highly developed mind. You have excellent intuition, but you can be a little stubborn and a little opinionated.
Mm.
Okay. Number
Feel like I
seven.
know some people like that.
Yeah, you might know some number sevens.
Okay, number 8. So this one is an Erica number. Number
Yes.
8 says balance and power. Your approach to business is original, creative, and daring.
So
You have
crazy.
sound judgment and need the freedom to exercise it, lest you become bitter and tyrannical elsewhere in your life. You have a talent for business and a good sense of money. You're efficient and can handle large projects, and you enjoy a challenge.
I never felt more related to this in my life. I obviously put all this info in the page, so I read mine yesterday, and I was just sitting there like, how does this happen every time? I said to Angelo, like, sometimes when we do the astrology stuff, I don't feel like that aligned with it, which is why I struggle to say like, oh yeah, I totally believe in astrology. But the
Mhm.
numerology stuff always freaking hits on the
Yeah, and I
nose.
feel like it's like of course, somebody arbitrarily put these meanings behind these
Right.
numbers, but how can it hit every time? Like,
Every
Erica didn't
time.
choose the day that she was
So
born.
crazy.
She didn't choose the
Yes.
numbers in her date of birth. She didn't choose her name. Somebody else
Yeah.
did that for her.
It's so weird. I just, every time you guys, they hit so perfectly too.
hmm
I'm like, that couldn't be more me.
See, and I also feel like this is something that you present yourself a little bit more openly as. It's not something that I would say is like a secret
Mm-hmm.
talent. So I'm really
True.
interested when we get to 18, what it's going to
Yeah.
say, if it's something that you like outwardly do.
Yeah. I love also how each birthday number has a name attached to it. Like we've been reading
hmm
the names. I think they're so cool. All
Yeah.
right, I'm going to move into the one that Marissa and I both share. It's number 9, and it's called Global Awareness, which is kind of a weird name, but it's really cool. So it says that we both have a greater societal role to play that will require a blend of practical and humanitarian. So you must have a keen sense of what will work, but at the same time, direct those efforts towards some greater good. You're broad-minded, idealistic, and compassionate, and your challenge is to find a place for yourself that has some direct benefit to others. You can relate to people in all walks of life, and there's an element of sacrifice in the number 9 that demands you learn forgiveness and unconditional love.
I
I was
feel
like,
like I
this is
relate with
good.
that
Yeah,
one.
I thought this one was really good. I'm definitely trying to learn those things actually in my new age of life. Like, I feel like I'm trying to better myself. And I feel like learning forgiveness slash actual unconditional love definitely need to work on. I just really felt so related to this. And we also both talked about this when we did, I think, personality tests or something about our careers in the way that we strive for a greater good or like doing something bigger than ourselves or working toward or working on something bigger than ourselves that benefits other people. It kind of really
hmm
aligns.
Yeah,
So crazy. Global awareness, which is
it
not a
is
fun
really
name, but
crazy.
that's a good one.
Okay, number 10, taking charge. Your test in life is to live according to your dream. That is to have the courage and the stamina to overcome obstacles and win the independence that you so deeply want. You're highly ambitious and yearn for independence. You possess a sharp mind and fine analytical skills, and you must learn to assert yourself.
Angelo felt very related to this. He
I
was really
agree.
surprised. Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
It's
I feel
Angelo to a
like
T.
it is, and I
It's so
feel like
weird.
he's usually like not an enigma, but I feel like he usually goes against the things that we place him as. But
Oh,
this one,
100%.
did you read this to him?
Yes, I did because I asked if he wanted to know his or he wants to listen to the episode, whatever. He's like, you can read me mine. I read it. And he's sitting there and he's like, you guys have to watch the video. He was like, that is literally me. And
I
I'm like,
know. I
I
love when the
know.
boys like get called out
I
because
know.
both
Me
of them are
too.
like not skeptical, but like they just
Yeah.
like they don't care about this stuff. And I
Yes.
feel like it's so funny when it works.
Oh my God, it worked so good. He was like, no freaking way. He's like, is there a zero? What's zero mean? I'm like, no, you just get one in 10.
No,
Sorry.
yeah.
But yeah, he was really surprised. And also, number 1, the leader definitely, I think, fits Angela well too.
Yeah, I
It's just
agree.
like he exudes it in a different way than me, which is kind of cool.
hmm
But yeah, that one's Angelo. Shout out to the number 10s. It's really good.
hmm
All right, number 11 is yours. So this is
Oh,
Marissa's like added up
yes.
number.
It's
I
actually
tried.
funny because that's the day of my dad's birthday.
Oh, really? Oh, wait,
Yeah,
that's kind of cool. Maybe you have something from your parent. I kind of wish
maybe.
I thought of that. I wonder what my parents are. Okay, I'll have to do that later. All
Mhm.
right, so the meaning of birthday 11. 11 is the intuitive. Your intuition is so keen, in fact, that you would make a fine counselor and or healer. You seem to understand people before they reveal their inner being themselves. You're idealistic and possess a great deal of intuition, which is literally what one of the other ones said. You can be very inspiring. You have a great deal of determination, and you're more a dreamer than a doer, which I thought was interesting.
I feel like I relate to this one.
Yeah, really? Oh my
I
God, I
feel
love
like
it.
I am really, really good at reading people.
Yeah.
And I've heard that from my friends too. Like I'll say something when I just first meet somebody and I'm like, oh, this about this person. It's not like I'm
Hmm.
making like a rash judgment or anything, and it's not
Yeah.
like I'm doing it out of like spite, but it's just like, oh, I feel this about this person, and then it happens, and they're like, how did you
Dang.
do that?
Yes. That's so funny. Wow. I'm actually okay. I can't say anything. I can't say anything, but that relates to your main number that I read
Yeah, I
yesterday.
looked at it and I know what's
That's
coming. I
really
didn't read it.
crazy.
I didn't read
You
it.
just
I
saw the
just saw
name.
what it
Yeah.
said.
Yeah. No, that's actually really great. Like I'm actually pooping. Okay. Moving on.
Okay, number
What was that?
12.
11. Okay.
Your artistic talent emerges in virtually everything you take
Self-expression.
seriously.
Self-expression. You forgot the
Oh,
name.
I can't read today.
It's
Number
okay.
12 is self-expression.
I'm like, wait, they need their name.
Yeah, your artistic talent emerges in virtually everything you take seriously. Your home, your cooking, the way you express yourself, and any artistic endeavor you commit to. You possess
Love.
a high degree of artistic talent. You're especially talented in the verbal and writing skills, but be careful not to waste time and energy on trivial matters and keep your
Mm.
priorities in perspective.
Wow. That's cool. I really like that one. I wish that was mine. That's really cute. 13 is called The Rock. You're Dwayne
Oh.
Johnson. The Rock. You love things that are solid and grounded in the practical, yet you possess a considerable amount of artistic talent that is searching for concrete forms of expression. You have a great love of family, tradition, and community. You're a natural organizer and manager with an eye for detail, but your challenge is to make the most of what you're doing right now. So it sounds like maybe being
Hmm.
a little more present.
Yeah. This is funny because I just realized we've read all of our supporting numbers and now
Yes,
all
and
we
they
have left
lead
to
up.
reveal is our big
Yeah. I
number.
love that it worked out like that.
Yeah. Okay, number 14, the adventurer. You're highly
Mm.
social and work well with others as long as there is not too many restrictions to bind you. You get restless easy, a characteristic that can make you change vocations or relationships much too quickly. You love change, excitement, and travel. Your challenge is to ground in a particular profession or lifestyle that will provide limits and form for your considerable creativity, but you do have a quick and analytical mind. I feel like there's a
Mm.
lot of people like this. Like they just like
Hmm.
they have to do one thing, but then when they work with others, it's like if there's too many restrictions, they can't do it. Like it has to
Yeah.
be more of a creative endeavor.
Yeah. That's really cool. And the adventurer is a sick name. Love that for you
Hmm.
guys.
Yeah.
This one's really interesting. It's called Mother/Fatherhood, number 15. So there is a yearning within you to ground within the family or community structure, but there is a hint of wanderlust too, which makes
Hmm.
grounding difficult. You want the best in your life and you strive for it. You're highly creative and artistic. Commitment to relationships, especially home and marriage, is a central issue in your life. You probably look young for your age. I thought that was really interesting to call
Hmm.
out. And you must beware of becoming too soft in relationships.
I feel like it's so interesting that it's called mother/fatherhood, but it says that they have like a hard
Kind of a
time,
struggle with it.
yeah, being in
Yeah.
relationships.
Yeah. At first, when I saw Mother/Fatherhood and then the yearning, I was like, why isn't this one mine? I feel like this is mine. And then once I got through it, I was like, no, I don't think it's
That
actually
doesn't
me.
match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Okay,
Ooh, this one's such a cool
16.
name.
This one's cool. It's called
Love.
Phoenix Rising. So
Ooh.
you have a fine analytical mind that is capable of penetrating beneath the surface of the subject at hand. You also have the capacity for excellent concentration.
Mm.
Your overpowering orientation is toward the philosophical and spiritual aspects of life. The great pitfall that you face is the choice of becoming aloof, mental, and critical. You
Mm.
find concrete means of expressing yourself.
Interesting. I loved it. Phoenix Rising. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I got to tell you guys, I chose for myself to do odds and for Marissa to do even so we could read each other's to each other. So that's why I chose
Oh,
that. And it kind of worked out with our little small numbers too, for the most part.
yeah.
All right, 17 is called Success Through Detachment, which is really interesting. Your approach to business is original, creative, and daring. You're an excellent manager and organizer. You're gifted with the ability to see a larger picture and, remarkably, how the details come into play. You're highly ambitious and blessed with an excellent business and financial instincts. You're self confident and have high expectations of yourself. Whether it's business or socially oriented, you have a big dream.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, Erica's big number now.
I actually love the name. It's so
I
cool.
like it too. It says number 18, the world is your oyster.
Mm,
You're broad-minded and should be educated in several different fields, particularly the arts. Many great artists are found under this number. You
crazy.
are a born leader and an efficient manager. You can relate to people in all walks of life, and you are able to express your feelings well, though a bit dramatically at times.
Why do you think
That is
we have a
you.
podcast? Yeah, that's literally so me. I'm like, how can we be here if we weren't dramatic?
That is really you because it
So
goes back to the
crazy.
leader because number
Yes.
one, and then the number 8 or 9, I think, was
Hmm.
talking about relating to people in all walks of life. I
Yes.
think that was
It was
number 9
nine.
because it
It
was
was
for
our
both of
both.
us.
Yep.
And then expressing your feelings well, though a bit dramatically at times. I feel like
Yeah.
you've talked about that. Like sometimes your anger gets the best of you, so it sometimes
100%.
does get to be a little bit dramatic,
Yep.
quote unquote.
I have such anger issues, you guys. I've been trying to work on that this year. Just in general. But yes, it's so true. When I read it, I was like, wait, I feel so good about this number. The world is your oyster. It's so cool. Also, the
Yeah.
name of Marissa's main one is so cool. I'm like, how are we awesome? I don't know. There's something about these number episodes that really stick with me, and I think about them all the time. And I just want to talk about numerology every week because I just think it always hits so perfectly. Like,
It
there's not one
does.
piece of it where I'm like, all of it except this. No, like
Yeah.
everything kind of applies directly. I don't know. It's
Hmm.
just crazy. The world is your oyster, guys. All right. If you're an 18, comment below and let me know if we're twins. All right. We're going to move on to 19, which is called the individualist. As the poet John Donne or John Donne, I don't know, said, no man is an island unto himself. We are all bits of the main. This is a central lesson in your life to learn the difference between the dream of independence and the reality of interdependence. You're highly determined and yearn for independence. You can be highly stubborn, which emanates from fear, and you are a pioneer at heart. You're willing to take risks to get what you desire. As such, you're willing to change your environment often, and you even enjoy doing so.
Hmm.
Yeah, a little bit of an explorer, too.
Yeah. Okay, 20, the bringer of harmony. You possess great awareness and can sense the feelings of others, even when they try to hide their inner thoughts. Consequently, you are easily influenced by
Hmm.
your environment. You're highly sensitive and very impressionable. You give affection and need much in return, but you are less of an initiator and one who sees a project through to completion.
Mm. Interesting, you guys. All right, we're in the 20s now, you guys. We're getting close. So
Mm-hmm.
the next one, birth number 21, is express and create. So your imagination is highly charged. It reveals itself in everything you do, from your sparkling conversation to your most prized projects. You're quick-witted and you can think on your feet. You are highly creative with a strong will to succeed. You're inspiring and enthusiastic, and you can be nervous and even given to paranoia, especially when your nerves become frayed or your imagination runs out of control. That's
Mm.
interesting that it's talking about you being creative, but you can also be creative in the way that you're anxious. Like you can be creative
Yeah.
about your anxiety and really
Yeah.
get out of hand. That's
I feel
actually like
like
a curse. That's a double-edged
that's where
sword.
I think that my creativity comes into play because
Yeah.
I like spiral so
Yes.
often when I get
Yeah.
anxious and I just go like way off the deep end.
That actually makes sense. I've never put that together before, but that your creativity could be your good and your bad at the same exact
Uh-huh.
time.
Okay, number 22, the master builder. I feel like that's
Master
what the
number.
life number was called.
Yeah, I feel like it was too. When I read that, I was like, is like a master number.
Hmm. You are an organizer or builder of an institution or business. You have a
Hmm.
vision and the capability to realize it. You possess the capacity for great strength, but conversely, you can be deeply afraid of the dimensions of your ambitions. You have a great potential as a leader. Oh, I can't speak. Your challenge is to be willing to start your enterprise small and take practical steps toward enlarging it to its full scope. And you are both practical and idealistic.
Hmm. Interesting. All right, birth number 23, adaptable and versatile. You're highly adaptable, which makes change a great deal easier for you than others. You have an easy way with relationships and generally get along well with most people that you meet. You love change and excitement, and you need both to feel truly alive. You have a gift for communication and promoting yourself, and you're versatile and talented, and there are few things that you cannot do. That's a really nice one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Number 24 is called the healer and teacher. You are
Mm.
energetic and responsible and helpful, but your sympathetic nature may cause you to interfere in relationships that will get you into trouble. So know your
Mm.
limits. You're family oriented with a gift for restoring and maintaining balance and harmony in relationships. You're willing to sacrifice much to maintain harmony in important relationships. And your artistic talent goes in many directions, but you are likely gifted in acting and drama.
Oh, that's cool. Haven't really heard
Yeah.
that yet. I feel like what was interesting about a lot of these is most of them have an artistic element, which is
Yeah.
interesting, but acting and drama is a new one.
Yeah.
Okay, number 25. This is spiritual growth. You are capable of investigating and researching subjects deeply. Your analytical skills force you to avoid taking anything at face value. You possess a sound, rational mind and keen insight. You would fare well in the sciences, teaching, philosophy, metaphysics, and psychology, and you prefer to work alone and set your own pace.
I kind of relate to that one.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Okay, number 26 is between matter and spirit.
Hmm.
Your challenge is to maintain a balance between your material goals and the fundamental human qualities of understanding, compassion, and love. You have a good sense of money and a talent for business. You're a realist, self confident, practical, and highly ambitious, and you are proud of all you possess. You like to be completed.
Hmm. Very cool. Okay, number
We're
27.
almost there.
We're almost there. Number 27
I'm
is
so
the people
excited for
spirit.
mine.
I know. What day is Kyle's?
He's the 28th,
Oh,
so we're
cool.
almost
Okay,
there.
we're almost there. So you get to read his. That'll be cool.
Uh-huh.
Okay, the people spirit. This is the 27th birthday. You are a bit of a late bloomer.
Oh.
You need exposure to many different types of people before you can find the area in which you will specialize. This is also the reason many change careers more than once. You are meant to guide others. People born on the 27th tend to choose either art or some form of service to mankind as their profession. You can relate to people in all walks of life and you devote a fair amount of time to traveling.
I feel like that
Cool.
sounds like Kyle, though.
Yeah, that's a really cool one.
Okay, number 28, self-empowerment. You are unconventional, idealistic, and independent. You are extremely ambitious. You possess much self-confidence, but need much encouragement. You possess a gift for leadership, but it is employed best through cooperative effort. You easily become frustrated with routine activities, and you're willing to take risks. You're highly emotional and enjoy demonstrating your love. I feel
Hmm.
like that can relate to Kyle, but honestly, I feel like 27 relates to him a little bit
More
more.
interesting. He's also what, eight? Would he be 10? Do you add them until you get to a single digit or do you add them until you just get to a lower digit? I wonder.
You add them until you get to,
So,
well, that would be 10.
okay.
That,
He
yeah.
wouldn't be one. Like you wouldn't
Yeah,
then
you
add them
add,
again.
it's this individual digits and then the digits added together.
And whatever it is. Okay. Got it.
Hmm.
Interesting. Okay. This is Marissa's, and this is why I was shitting myself when she was reading the earlier one, because I felt like what you were saying really related to the meaning of birthday number 29, which is the psychic. Really crazy.
Okay.
You are so driven by spiritual pursuits that no matter what you do in life, the world of spirit and philosophy will be central in your daily behavior. You feel linked with the larger universal forces and nothing will change that. You're highly intuitive and creative. You have a fine mind and keen insights, but these do not come as a result of logic or rational thought. You need to develop a faith and you are acutely sensitive and easily influenced by your surroundings. When you were talking about how you are so good at reading people, I was like, oh my God, because she's the psychic. Like, so wild.
I like how it says that I have a fine mind and keen insights, but they're not a result of the logical
Yeah.
or rational thought because I feel
Hmm.
like I am often living in my head and I
Yeah.
don't know if that's like I'm trying to process everything or trying to be logical about it or if I'm just having these like thoughts and like I'm just making them up and I feel like that
Right.
does happen sometimes and like that makes me start thinking about other stuff.
Yeah. Got
I
it.
don't know, I
Okay.
like it.
Wow. I know. I just think the psychic and the world is your oyster. So
Hmm.
sick. I love the
I
names.
don't know. I do feel like I relate to that one though.
Yeah. When I was reading it, I felt like it related to you and I thought it was really cool. I
Oh,
don't know. It's just really cool and it really ties things together. I like that we
yeah.
read the small numbers first too, like you were saying.
Hmm.
That helps with the bigger picture.
Okay, number 30, it says perform and express. You are an artist at heart. You could excel in writing, visual, or performing arts. If you're not professionally involved in one of these areas, you should consider taking up art as a hobby.
Hmm.
You have a highly developed creative talent. You have a fine sense of harmony and art in everything that you do, from your dress to the way that you decorate your home. I feel like we heard some of that
Yes,
before.
that's similar. Hmm.
They were running out of things for these last couple days of the month.
All right, we're on the last one, you guys. For those of you born on the 31st, last day of the month. So the 31st is called, or 31 is called Power of Work. You're the foundation of any enterprise that you commit to, doing your work with determination and precision. You have a great love of family, tradition, and community. Your coworkers recognize your discipline and come to rely upon you. And you can be stubborn and rigid, refusing to allow new or creative ideas to penetrate your rigid adherence to established methods.
Hmm.
Very interesting.
I know somebody that was born on the 31st, and I feel
Yeah.
like that does
Oh,
kind of
really?
relate to them. I know them only
Dang.
like in a professional setting,
Okay.
but I feel like
Still.
maybe that's why I think of it like this because this is
Yeah,
really talking about
it
professionalism, and I
is.
feel like the person that I know is pretty professional.
Yeah, pretty professional. Love it.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, that wraps up all the birthday numbers and what the birthday numbers say about your personality. So please let us know if you related to your birthday numbers, your main one or the side ones, any of it, if you liked this, et cetera, please let us know. Because like I said, we still need to talk about soul urge numbers and personality numbers, which I'm really excited to get into. Honestly, I have no idea what they entail. Like, I didn't even
Yeah.
look into it a little bit.
No idea.
But it will be really fun because I'm loving the numerology stuff, you guys. I actually
I
can't
am
get
too.
enough. So much more than I ever expected. I didn't know anything about it when we started, and now I'm like, I freaking love it.
I know. I'm glad that I brought it up to you because I feel like I'm
Yeah,
also somebody that like I don't super agree with astrology. Like I get
yeah,
it. I use the argument I think when we did it, like the scientific argument that our bodies are of
yeah.
course made of water, so of course the sun and the moon would have an effect on us because we are made of water,
Or
whatever.
water.
Yeah. But I feel like this is something that's a little bit more like not a
Yeah,
tactile. Like it's
yeah.
not like something like you can put your hands on,
It's
but it still
spiritual
makes
in
a
a
lot of
way.
sense.
Yeah, it's not like necessarily religious, but I feel like it's spiritual in a way. It's like you can't describe it
Yeah.
where it comes from, how it works, kind of thing.
Maybe the 29 saying I need to develop a faith is saying that I need to have a faith in these
There
numbers.
you go. Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, that's cool. I hope you guys liked this. Please let us know which numerology number was your favorite that we've done so far. So we've done the birthday numbers, we've done life path numbers, destiny numbers. You can say angel numbers even though it's not one of the five.
Hmm.
And what else did we do? So, oh, soul urge slash heart's desire numbers, I guess. No, we didn't do that. What did we do? They're so hard to remember.
The destiny
Destiny
numbers.
numbers, life path numbers, birthday numbers, angel numbers. Tell us your favorite out of those four. And then we will definitely continue this series going forward. We're going to do all five. And then after we do all five, we'll probably find more reasons to do other types of numerology because we love
Yeah,
it. It's just too fun.
it is too
But
fun.
yeah, that's it. Anything else that you want
I
to share
don't
with the
think
class?
so. I
Me
love
either.
this.
I know I loved this. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. Thanks for still being here, even though we're doing every other week. I know a lot of people in my life personally are behind on the podcast, so I was like,
Oh,
this is
perfect.
perfect for you guys. I said, this is your chance. Spend 1 week catching up, 1 week doing new, 1 week catching up, 1 week doing new, and you'll be fine. It's okay.
Hmm.
So, yeah, thanks for staying with us. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm posting lots of shorts over there and they're doing really good. I'm kind of
Hmm.
shook. So, shout out to Hunter. She had a reel that was doing really good on, or a
Hmm.
short, whatever. Never know the words, but yeah. 1 second, guys. I have to breathe. One of these days, you guys are going to be like, Erica's pregnant. She can't breathe. And I'll be like, remember back in the day, I could never breathe. You'll never know. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. So follow us to stay up to date. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like I said, follow us on Instagram. I will be posting the Shades of Coffee chart. So please go to our Instagram stories. And if you missed the Instagram stories on the day this drops, they'll still be in our highlights. So go there and tell us which kind of coffee color is your favorite kind of coffee. So let us know. Anyways, that is all. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.
And with that, I'm Erica,
And I'm Marissa,
and
and
we
we
run
run
on
on
coffee.
coffee.